Hi everyone, it's Christopher Picker. I'm walking to the train station. I'm in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City in southern Vietnam. I've been here for about 2 weeks now. Since I've been here, there's quite a few things I learned on my travels here. The locals are very friendly, very easy to get along with, but there is a language barrier. Most of them do not speak very much English, so it's very good to have Google Translate on your phone to make sure that you have communication open and available so you can communicate with them. Your cell phone probably will not work here, whether you're from Europe or North America, so it's probably good to maybe get a second phone that's, a little bit older and put a SIM card on that and use that when that's unlocked, and then use that for your internet access. The SIM cards are not that expensive here. The other thing is you want to use their currency. I wouldn't recommend using our currency. A lot of places will not accept it. And plus the ratio is 25,000 to 1. So if you have like $20, you're probably getting back like 500,000 in their money. So be sure to be careful with the money. The money can be a little bit confusing and hard to understand. And don't worry if you have a hard time understanding it, because most people do. Let's talk about weather. It is extremely hot here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in southern Vietnam right now, heading over to northern Vietnam, kind of close to Hanoi, about 150 kilometers south of Hanoi. I'm about ready to go on a train. But the weather here is you're looking at 30 something Celsius every day, plus humidity. You can probably see I'm sweating like crazy. So when it comes to the weather, don't stay out in this weather for too long. Have short durations here, no more than 20 or 30 minutes. So that's enough. If you have to, go inside a mall, go inside a coffee shop, just get out of this heat to cool down. At nighttime, they have a really cool nightlife here. I'd recommend going to the rooftop bars. They have a really cool view of the city. It's really enjoyable, relaxing. Then nighttime, it cools down quite a bit. So you don't have to worry about being hot or anything like that. I was just gonna say, if you're gonna do exercise, if you're here, I would really recommend doing it early in the morning or closer to the evening, not in the afternoon when it's really, really hot out here. The architecture is really beautiful. The downtown area is developing in quite a bit of areas. There's still some areas that are very poor and undeveloped. You still have that. As far as the Vietnamese food, it is very good. It's very reasonably priced, but be careful what type of restaurants, establishments you choose, because a lot of times they don't have the same type of food safety that we have in Western nations. Just, they just don't have it. So pick a place that looks like it's a little bit more, maybe a nicer restaurant, maybe has a little bit more higher standards and stuff like that, just to avoid getting sick and things like that. Another recommendation, I'd recommend going to the War Museum. I'd recommend going to the underground tunnels. I'd recommend going to the Opera House. It looks like it looks like France there. Very, very beautiful section, part of Ho Chi Minh City. I'd recommend visiting some of the downtown areas, going to some of the Buddhist temples. Also, be very careful crossing the street. Crossing the street is very, very dangerous here. You might want to follow the locals, follow their lead, and when they cross over, you cross over, basically. That's probably the best way to do it all together. They also like to enjoy their life, have a good time. It's very common for people to sing. So some people are doing that now. Even when you're in your hotel, you'll see people outside singing and things like that. They also sell vegetables and things like that on the street. That's also something that's very common here in Vietnam. So I would say overall, there's a lot to do here. Your money goes pretty far. It takes a little time to learn the currency, basically. So be careful with the currency, and also make sure that you stay hydrated, drink enough water. Don't spend a whole lot of time out in the sun, because it is definitely a killer. Some other things to keep in mind. I think the crime here, it seems like it's pretty safe. I haven't really noticed much crime here. I'm sure there's scams like there is anywhere else, but overall, most of the people are gonna leave you alone. They're not gonna mess with you. They're not I mean, you will have some people who they do Grab, which is kind of like Uber, and they might come and be like, hey, do you need a motorcycle ride or something like that? You just have to tell them no, I can just walk there. But definitely if you come here, also look at downloading the Grab app. And thank you so much for listening to my video, and I'll stay tuned for more travel advice from Christopher Picker. Thank you so much and have a nice day.